More than 2,000 years ago, two cities shaped the ancient Greek world. One loved art, ideas, and democracy. The other lived only for war. This is the story of Athens and Sparta, the two faces of ancient Greece. Ancient Greece was not one single country. It was a land of many separate cities. Each city was its own small state, with its own rulers and its own army. These were called city-states. The Greeks shared a language and gods, but the cities were often rivals. Two of them stood above the rest. The first was Athens. It sat near the sea, and it became the greatest center of culture in the ancient world. Athens gave the world something amazing, one of the first democracies in history. The word democracy comes from Greek. It means rule by the people. In Athens, ordinary citizens could gather and vote on the laws. They debated and made decisions together. This was a new idea in the world. In most lands, kings and emperors held all the power. But in Athens, the people themselves helped rule the city. It was far from perfect, but it changed history. Athens was also a city of great thinkers. Famous philosophers walked its streets. Men like Socrates and Plato asked deep questions about life, truth, and goodness. Their ideas still shape how we think today, more than 2,000 years later. Athens was also home to amazing art and architecture. On a hill above the city stood the Acropolis. On top of it, the Athenians built a beautiful temple called the Parthenon. It still stands today. The Greeks created stunning statues, plays, and poems. Athens was the beating heart of Greek culture. The Greeks also gave the world theater. Thousands of people would gather in great stone theaters to watch plays. They watched both tragedies and comedies. Many of these ancient plays are still performed today. And every 4 years, the Greeks held a great festival of sport. It was called the Olympic Games. Athletes came from all over Greece to compete. Our modern Olympic Games come from this ancient tradition. But not far away lay a very different city. Its name was Sparta. Sparta had no grand temples or famous philosophers. Sparta cared about only one thing: war. The Spartans built the most feared army in all of Greece. Their whole society was built for battle. Life in Sparta was hard from the very beginning. When a boy was born, he had to be strong. At just 7 years old, Spartan boys were taken from their families. They were sent to live in tough training camps. There, they learned to fight, to endure pain, and to survive with very little. It was a brutal childhood. They were trained to never give up and never retreat. A Spartan was taught to win or die. Spartan women were also tougher than women in other Greek cities. They trained their bodies and were strong. A Spartan mother famously told her son to come home with his shield or carried dead upon it. For the Spartans, courage in battle was the highest honor of all. Nothing mattered more. Sparta was ruled in an unusual way. It had 2 kings at the same time, along with a council of elders. The Spartan warriors did not work as farmers or craftsmen. Their only job was to train and to fight. The hard work of farming was done by a large class of laborers who served the Spartans. This freed the warriors to focus only on war. It made the Spartan army incredibly strong and disciplined. So here were 2 great cities, completely different. One built ideas, the other built warriors. But then a huge danger appeared, and it forced these rivals to fight side by side. From the east came the mighty Persian Empire. It was the largest empire in the world. The Persian king wanted to conquer Greece and add it to his empire. He brought an enormous army. The Greek cities were small. The Persian army was vast. It seemed impossible for Greece to survive. The first great clash came on a plain called Marathon. There, the Athenians faced a huge Persian force. Against all odds, the Athenians won a stunning victory. The Persians were driven back to their ships. Legend says a runner raced all the way to Athens to share the news, then collapsed. This is where the word marathon comes from. But the Persians would return years later with an even bigger army. The greatest test was yet to come. One of the most famous battles in all of history happened at a narrow mountain pass. There, a small force of Greeks, led by 300 Spartans, held back the huge Persian army. For days, the brave Spartans fought against impossible odds. Their courage became legend. In the end, the Spartans at the pass were defeated, but they had bought precious time for Greece. Their sacrifice inspired all the Greeks to keep fighting. They would not give up their freedom. The next great battle was at sea. The clever Athenians had built a powerful navy. At the Battle of Salamis, the Greek ships trapped the huge Persian fleet in a narrow channel. The smaller, faster Greek ships destroyed the Persian fleet. It was a stunning victory. Against all odds, the Greeks had defeated the greatest empire in the world. Greece was saved. After the war, Athens entered a true golden age. It became rich, powerful, and beautiful. This was when the great Parthenon was built. Art, theater, and philosophy flowered as never before. But Athens grew very powerful, and Sparta grew jealous and afraid. The old rivals turned on each other. A long and terrible war broke out between Athens and Sparta. It is called the Peloponnesian War. Greek fought Greek for nearly 30 years. The war drained and weakened both sides. In the end, Sparta won the war. But the long fighting had left all of Greece weak and exhausted. This weakness opened the door to a new power from the north, the Kingdom of Macedonia. A king named Philip, and later his son Alexander the Great, would conquer all of Greece. The age of the free Greek city-states was over, but their legacy would never die. The ideas of Athens spread across the world. Democracy, philosophy, art, and science live on today. The ancient Greeks made huge advances in science and mathematics. Thinkers studied the stars, numbers, and the human body. Names like Pythagoras and Euclid are still known to every student of mathematics today. Greek doctors were among the first to study illness in a scientific way, rather than blaming the gods. Many modern governments are built on the Athenian idea of rule by the people. And the courage of Sparta is still remembered in books and films all around the world. Two cities, two ways of life, one built on the mind, the other on the spear. Together, they shaped our world. Athens and Sparta were rivals, but together they gave the world ideas and courage that still inspire us today. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe for more journeys into history. Thank you for watching.